Pennsylvania enjoys an abundance and diversity of wildlife, and the course you are starting will introduce you to the biology, management, and conservation of the wildlife species that share our space, including species such as this majestic wild turkey. In this introduction to wildlife, let's start with defining what we mean when we say wildlife. To a wildlife biologist, wildlife includes all free-ranging vertebrates in their natural habitat. Two important points in this definition are that animals are free-ranging and in their natural habitat. While some people may think of wildlife as only game species, like the white-tailed deer, wildlife also includes non-game species, such as the pileated woodpecker. Wildlife species include mammals, birds, amphibians, and reptiles. Let's take a closer look at each group. Mammals have mammary glands. They're warm-blooded, which means they maintain a constant body temperature, and they have hair. In Pennsylvania, there are 63 native species of mammals. Birds are also warm-blooded, but they have feathers and lay eggs. In Pennsylvania, we have 183 native breeding species, and many others migrate through or winter in the state. Amphibians include salamanders, frogs, and toads. These species are cold-blooded, meaning that their body temperature fluctuates with the temperature outdoors. We have 38 species of amphibians in Pennsylvania, including 22 species of salamanders and 16 of frogs and toads. Reptiles are also cold-blooded, and in Pennsylvania include snakes and turtles. We have 39 native species. Wildlife is important for a number of reasons. First of all, wildlife provides valuable ecological services such as seed dispersal, insect control, and pollination. Did you know that blue jays are some of the best tree planters around? This is because they feed on acorns and bury extras in the ground. However, many acorns are forgotten and therefore grow up to be new oaks. Bats are voracious insect eaters. For example, a single bat can consume as many as 500 insects in just 1 hour, or nearly 3,000 insects every night. A colony of just 100 little brown bats may consume more than 250,000 mosquitoes and other small insects each night. The warblers that return to our forests each spring feed almost exclusively on insects, improving forest health by removing caterpillars and other insects that often damage plants. Hummingbirds provide pollination for many species of flowering plants, trees, and shrubs throughout the Commonwealth. Pollination is an important function performed not only by insects, but also by birds, bats, and other animals. As these various creatures move from one plant to another, they carry with them the pollen that enables flowering plants to reproduce. Of course, wildlife also has great recreational, aesthetic, and economic value. In Pennsylvania, 4.7 million residents and non-residents hunt, watch wildlife, fish, and spend $5.4 billion annually in the state. When we talk about wildlife, one very important concept we need to understand is that of habitat. Habitat is the physical environment in which an animal lives. You can think of it as its home address, and that it's the place that provides the animal with the necessities of life. Habitat includes the food, water, cover and space an animal needs. The amount and distribution of each of these components will determine the types of wildlife that are found in an area. Each of these pictures shown here is a different type of habitat and will therefore support a different group of species. This is because each different habitat provides different amounts and kinds of food, water, cover, and space. We often talk about good and poor habitat, but really that only makes sense in reference to a specific species or type of wildlife. For example, an urban area would be poor habitat for a river otter, but provides excellent habitat for a house sparrow. Food is essential for all wildlife, and different species eat different kinds of food. Fruits, also known as soft mast, are eaten by a variety of forest wildlife, including songbirds, grouse, and white-tailed deer. Acorns and other hard mast provide food for chipmunks and squirrels, which in turn become food for hawks and other carnivores. Water is also essential for all wildlife. Some wildlife will get their water from streams, spring seeps, and other available water sources within the forest, while other types of wildlife, such as those cedar waxwings, are able to get all the water they need from the food they eat. Cover is any place that provides an animal and its young with protection from the weather and from predators. Tree cavities of all sizes provide protection and nest sites to many different kinds of wildlife, including birds, as well as mammals such as squirrels and raccoons. Conifers can provide important cover in winter. Additional cover options can include dense shrubs and rocky outcrops. In open areas where cover may be lacking, birdhouses can provide that habitat element. Along with food, water, and cover, animals need a certain amount of space to carry out their life functions. Some animals, like the bald eagle, have large home ranges and will travel over great distances in search of food. Other animals, like the white-footed mouse, can be found in only small patches of habitat. This concludes our introduction to wildlife ecology. In this presentation, we've covered some of the basics necessary for a better understanding of Pennsylvania wildlife, from a simple definition of wildlife to identifying which species of wildlife are found throughout the Commonwealth to their environmental requirements.